Welcome to Master 2255 English Phrasal Verbs, complete course with 150 categories for fluency. This course is your ultimate guide to mastering the phrasal verbs essential for fluent communication. Today, we're diving into the 19th category, money and work, phrasal verbs for success in business. These verbs will help you talk about managing money, handling workplace situations, and achieving business success. Let's get started. First, let's talk about break into. This phrasal verb means to enter a new market or area of business. For example, the company is trying to break into the tech industry, or they broke into the international market last year. Next is cashing on. This refers to taking advantage of an opportunity to make money. You might say, they cashed in on the growing demand for electric cars, or she cashed in on her success by launching a new product line. Bring in means to generate money or attract something valuable like clients or customers. For instance, the new marketing campaign brought in a lot of revenue, or they brought in a new manager to improve operations. Do without refers to managing or surviving without something you would normally use. For example, we had to do without some resources due to budget cuts, or she learned to do without expensive tools. Cut back on means to reduce spending or usage. You might hear, the company is cutting back on unnecessary expenses, or they cut back on overtime hours to save costs. Pay off is used when finishing the payment of a debt or when an investment yields good results. For example, they paid off their loan ahead of schedule, or their hard work paid off with a successful product launch. Run out of refers to using up all of something. For instance, we ran out of office supplies last week, or they ran out of time to complete the project. Mark up means to increase the price of something. You could say, the store marked up the prices during the holiday season, or they marked up the product to reflect higher demand. The opposite is mark down, which means to reduce prices. For example, the retailer marked down items during the clearance sale, or they marked down prices to attract more customers. Lay off is used when terminating employees, often due to economic reasons. For instance, the company had to lay off several workers due to financial difficulties, or they laid off staff after the merger. Turnover refers to generating revenue or replacing employees. You might say, the company turns over millions each year, or high turnover rates can hurt team morale. Get by means to manage or survive with limited resources. For example, we're getting by with fewer staff this month, or she managed to get by on a small budget. Clock in is used when starting work and registering your time. You might hear, don't forget to clock in when you arrive, or he clocks in at 9 a.m. every day. The opposite is clock out, which refers to finishing work and recording the end of your shift. For instance, she clocked out after a long day, or you need to clock out before leaving. Set aside means to reserve money or resources for a specific purpose. You could say, they set aside funds for employee training, or she sets aside a portion of her income for savings. Shell out is an informal way of saying to pay money, often reluctantly. For example, we had to shell out a lot for new equipment, or he shelled out for premium software. Rake in refers to earning a large amount of money, often quickly. You might say, the company raked in profits from their latest product, or she raked in a fortune with her new business. Hold down means to maintain a job or responsibility successfully. For instance, he's holding down 2 jobs to support his family, or she managed to hold down the position for years. Knuckle down is used when focusing and working hard on a task. For example, it's time to knuckle down and meet the deadline, or they knuckled down and finished the project on time. Finally, burnout describes extreme exhaustion from overwork. For instance, he burned out after months of working overtime, or she's trying to avoid burning out by taking regular breaks. These phrasal verbs are indispensable for discussing money and work. Practice them in sentences related to your professional life or financial situations, and they'll soon become second nature. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next lesson.